damn, I would fucking hate to be you. What a sad little sack of shit you are. Hey, what is up, society? It is your favorite wannabe influencer and sovereign Koi. Welcome back to another video. You already saw the Reddit story title, honey, so you already know about to get into some crazy stories. I got some crazy titles, so let's just not wait around any longer and let's just get into the video. First story. Am I the asshole for confronting my best friend about her sexting my husband in front of everyone? Girl, why do we care about everyone? Let's get to the sexting your husband part. First, she hated my husband. She thought that he was short and pathetic and a simp. By simp, she meant he loved and respected me and didn't play games. Oh, yeah, she a dirty, thirsty hoe. He was so confident in himself that he told me that he liked me after the third date. And when he proposed, he admitted that he was in love with me from the very first date. Aww. I am so in love with him, and her kidding didn't bother me. All I did was I wish her to experience real love. Only then will she understand why I am with him. Period. Okay, get you a man that treats you right, honey. Who gives a dang if he's short? He respects you, he loves you. Who cares? She a bitter Nancy. She bitter Betty over there. That was on my wedding day when she again was kidding. Girl, I would have disqualified her from the dang wedding. My sister told her that her passive aggressiveness was showing and that she wasn't fooling anyone, period. The rest of the girls laughed. For 2 years now, she has never spoken ill about him. I was very relieved in the beginning, but then I started wondering. She is too nice to him, always complimenting his looks. She usually doesn't even hug hello. She says she's autistic and can't, but now she hugs and kisses him hello. Always sits beside him, texts him memes, and she told me that they had the same humor. They don't. I didn't know what to do. Should I say something to any of them? My husband is oblivious, and I don't want to hurt her if I'm mistaken. 2 weeks ago, she sent my husband a text saying that she was in love with him. He didn't answer her, so she sent him hello, ? He asked her to stop because he was feeling very uncomfortable and didn't reciprocate her feelings, and that I loved her so much and she shouldn't do this again. A week later, she sent him nudie cookies! At that point, my husband told me everything. He said he wasn't sure at first, but she made a move on him a month ago, then he showed me the text. I was very angry and disappointed. He told me he was blocking her now. Period, come on! AP husband. Top tier, S tier, come on. So last Sunday, I just confronted her when we were out for dinner. Oh, she got her in the broken spot. It was the same usual friend group. I blurred her nudes, but I put her face and sent everyone a screenshot of what she wrote to my husband. I asked her what she thought about that, and she was livid. She is so angry at me, calling me an abuser and an asshole. But for me, if she wasn't doing something wrong, she wouldn't be ashamed of being outed, would she? Oh, girl, I'm surprised you even just showed everybody. Now listen, period. Because I would have did the same thing, but I would have probably smacked her first. Yeah, because girl, you're insane. See, people like that, you always gotta look out for people like that. Like when you meet someone and that person is treating you well, and you just find this one individual, either friends, family, stranger, it don't matter, and they're always hating, saying something, having something condescending to say, just ignore them because they're miserable, sad people. And that's why when it comes down to like haters and stuff, if my society ever grows, which I hope that we do, if I ever get haters and stuff, I don't want to say that they're not gonna bother me, but it's just like, you have to, I've changed my mindset of the way that I think about haters. Like when people say like imbecilic, blasphemous, stupid, like simple-minded things, like it just really doesn't, I just feel bad. Like I'd be like, wow, it must suck to suck. Because I literally just reply now with, I feel bad for you. This is pathetic. You're sad. Because you have to think about it. Happy people don't do unhappy things to other people. People who are happy don't spread misery. They don't have the misery in their bodies to spread. So people who belittle your successes and make little snide comments and always got something negative and bad to say, you just gotta look at them and be like, damn, I would fucking hate to be you. What a sad little sack of shit you are. Next freaking story, girl. Good for you. Claps, mini claps, mini claps, mini claps, mini claps. Moving on. Am I the asshole for moving out of my parents' house when my brother and his family moved in? There's a whole lot of unnecessary backstory I will leave out. Thank you, friend. We appreciate it, short and sweet. I rented my parents' house after they retired and moved south. I paid slightly below market rate. The plan was for me to save up and eventually buy the house at a great price. They would then give that money to my brother as part of their estate. Okay. My share was the subsidized rent and the very subsidized purchase agreement. Everyone thought it was fair, until my brother's wife started running up debts they couldn't cover. This led to them losing their home and needing help. I love my brother and my nephew, so when my mom asked me if they could move in, I talked to my husband and we agreed. We are in the process of adopting 2 siblings, but we're still not there. It was only going to be temporary, so why not? Half off the rent for a few months would totally help us with the down payment and expenses. They moved in February. When March rolled around, I transferred my half of the rent to my parents. My mom called to ask me where the rest was. I said I assumed that Brad was paying the other half. Nope, I had to pay all the rent. I asked why I had to pay for them to stay in my house. My mom said it wasn't my house yet and that I was being mouthy. Okay, Miss Girl, I can move, I can leave. Hello? I saw the writing on the wall. Period. I paid the rent and started looking. We had a good amount saved up and we didn't need a big old house with a lot of maintenance issues, which we've been dealing with already. We paid the full rent in April as well, but we moved out into the house we closed on. Period. It was ready for immediate possession. Come on. With my husband and I having decent income and 25% down, it went smoothly. The only downside is that it's a much smaller yard, but it is a block away from a public park, so we weren't losing much. Okay. I did tell my parents we were leaving. May 1st, I got a call from my mom. She wanted the rent. I said I wasn't living there anymore. She said I was breaking our deal. I said that our deal never included me paying for my brother's living expenses. Period. The heck? She said that she couldn't afford to cover the mortgage without my rent. I told her to get the money from my brother. Period. He was still working. She said he was trying to pay his debts. I said that his wife should get a job. Period. I could write a much longer post just on this discussion alone. Long story short, she said I was being cheap and vicious to my brother and to my parents. We are settling into our newish home and just ignoring them for a while, but I'm wondering about if maybe I'm wrong. Am I the asshole? No! She wrong as hell. Like, how you gonna leech your son on me? I'm sorry, mama. I'm not his mother. He's grown. He got a whole wife. No. I'm not his responsibility, baby. I'm so sorry. I know that's what you want, but I'm not his mother. So sorry for you, friend. Can't do that for you. Wish I could. Can't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no. Girl, no. You are not the asshole. Your mama wrong as hell. She shouldn't have tried to bum that off on you. That should have been a conversation. Like you saying, oh, he's going to live with me for a while. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm thinking we're going to be roommates then. You splitting your half, I'm splitting my half. But you expect me to pay for my lights, water, gas, all that stuff, and he just gets a freeload because him and his wife is stupid with money? That ain't got nothing to do with me, baby. I'm sorry. That ain't got nothing to do with me, baby. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what to tell you. Okay, girl, she gonna have to figure it out. Yeah, you better sell it. Sell it and have him move down south with you, friend. That is so crazy. It's so weird. Like, and I wonder what the dynamic is. I wonder if you're the older sister, because it's always the daughter who ends up getting the brunt of everything in families. Like, it's so weird to me. Like, the boys are always the ones who get the slap on the wrist, like the freeloaders who get to just do whatever. It's usually with mothers, okay? But it's always the daughters who are held at a higher standard. Oh, you got to do X, Y, Z. Take care of your younger siblings. Make sure you have a good job. Make sure you have No. You was right to get up out of there, OP. Good for you. You're going to have to figure it out, and so is he. Amen. Move it on. Am I the asshole for telling my fiance that she's useless in an emergency and shouldn't brag about how tough she is? I, 25 male, have a child named Amy, 1 female, with my fiance Jess, 24 female. We live together in one of the safest cities in the United States. About 4 months ago, Jess and I were walking home at night with Amy sleeping in her stroller. It was a suburban road that we walked down hundreds of times. Suddenly, we heard several loud banging noises from around the corner. My first instinct was to check out where that came from. That's all I'm going to say. And so I jogged a couple of steps forward to peek and see what was going on. Okay, not. Continuing. As it turns out, 2 teens were hitting the window of an SUV with a baseball bat. I watched them run away, get into a car, and peel out. I turned around to see Jess, but she wasn't there. Period! She got up out of there! I looked back the way we came, only to see her 50 yards away, running like her life depended on it. I called out to her a few times, but she was obviously scared out of her mind and didn't hear me. A few minutes later, I called on her. Oh my God. A few minutes later, I called her on her phone and she picked up. I explained that it was just a couple of dumb kids with a baseball bat. Jess sheepily walked up a few minutes later and I couldn't help but laugh at her. She said that she grew up in rough neighborhoods. She did not. And mistook the sound for gunshots. I actually did grow up in bad neighborhoods and told her that they sounded nothing like gunshots. She funny. She probably must have thought that a tough neighborhood was like the Karens having a bake-off or something. But what really stuck with me was her first instinct in an emergency was to abandon a 9-month-old and her fiance to fend for themselves as she protected her own hide. Y'all, I thought she took the baby. She said, fuck both of y'all. Now, Jess, girl, you're not supposed to leave the baby. Leave him, because he's trying to go and explore. He's trying to be Dora the Explorer in this here. Okay, he's trying to be motherfucking Diego in this hoe. Hell no. We have to book it up out of here. But you're going to leave the baby. How you going to leave backpack? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Not you leaving boots. I'm so sick. Continuing. Well, last night we were watching a documentary together, and there was a scene with a woman who was frozen in terror during an animal attack. Jess scoffed and said that if it was her, she would have fought back, especially if Amy was with her. No, Jess, girl. Why you lying, girl? Just a liar. I looked at her for a few seconds and said, yeah, you don't really know what you would do. Jess insisted that she would have fought tooth and nail against any threat against her daughter, to which I responded, even a couple of kids breaking a car window with a baseball bat? Let's call it for what it is. You're kind of useless in an emergency. Jess stood up, called me a dickhead, and walked away. It felt really shitty because she was victim blaming the woman in the documentary when she showed herself to be a coward of comic proportions. Were my words too harsh? I guess it does depend on the emergency, but Jess, girl, you know dang well you left that baby in him by 50 yards, baby. You booked it. 50 yards. You at that point, you a linebacker at that point, baby. You a freaking, I don't know, what's the dang terms? Okay? You was literally like whatever the runner is on a football field. I don't know nothing about sports, y'all. Like, you booked it up out of there and left your baby behind. And now you're talking about what you would do in an animal attack, especially if your baby was with you. Girl, bye. You left your baby to the wolves, quite literally, when you heard you a little gunshot. Girl, wasn't no gunshot. Y'all live in suburbia. What's going on? There ain't no thugger life going on out there in no suburbia, girl. Just, girl, no. OP, maybe you didn't have to say in an emergency she's useless, but you could say, like, nah, babe, I don't know about that. You ran off the other day. Now I get her not wanting to go check it out because for some reason, OP, you want to go check out everything and you want to be freaking Scooby-Doo. Okay, I don't know what's going on with you. But she was right to not want to get involved. But she was wrong for leaving her baby, especially. Now you a man. You go ahead. But that baby, she should have took the baby with her. So, no, you still could have said something about her being, a coward. But just, girl, quit judging people. And you definitely was victim blaming. Because, when you get afraid, you either fight, flight, or freeze. And so, some people do know themselves and how they will react in a situation. Like me, for instance, I don't really get, I guess you could say overly emotional in situations where it's serious, because I don't know why. I just don't. As a matter of fact, I get into this zone where I think about the most realistic way for me to get out of the situation. Before I freak out and get stressed, I immediately be like, okay, how can I get out of this before I freak out? And even when I don't do that, I'm still relatively calm before I freak. So I know with me, and then plus I knew that I grew up a fighter, and I actually grew up in the hood my whole life. I live in the hood now, and so I know, baby, I be let's get it going, So I know myself in a fight or flight situation. I'm a fight, and then plus I'm not a runner. I'm thick, girl. I don't do running. Okay, so just, girl, quit lying, girl, and quit victim blaming, because yeah. All right, society, that is it for this freaking video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and share. And if you're new, hi, I am Koi. I would love for you to join my beautiful society by hitting that big old red subscribe button. I love you guys all so much. And for my beautiful society members, make sure to hit that bell notification so you're notified when I post, because YouTube's not posting my videos or pushing my videos or whatever. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.